Okay, folks, in this video, I'm going to show you a bunch of predictive programming they've been showing on television. It's telling us that Seattle is where the phoenix is going to rise. And who is this phoenix? It's Elvis. Elvis is the beast out of the sea. And if you know my predictions, I'm telling you that somehow Elvis manifests after a catastrophic event in Seattle. Okay? And it could happen anytime between June 11th and June 14th. The most likely date is June 11th, and June 14th is Trump's birthday. And because they are the devil twins. And the other prediction I'm making is Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, which is Obama's birthday in Ohio. But this video is about Elvis being the phoenix, the beast out of the sea in Seattle on June 11th. It has something to do with the Seattle Space Needle. And the first example I'm going to show you is about this TV series called Station 19, which is based in Seattle. That's why you see the Space Needle back here. And it's a stupid show. Just a bunch of heathens on the show. It's about firefighters in Seattle called Station 19. And look when the air date of this show was, March 22nd, the 322 number. And I told you Elvis is the head of Skull and Bones. I have to redo that video because my channel got terminated. I proved to you that Elvis is the 322 guy. Anyway, the show's called Station 19, and see the 19 number, you know, like the sickness 19, the C19, the Corona 19. This came out before the sickness, okay? They named it the 19, this show. And that's why you see the C19 depicted with a crown, because Corona means crown in Spanish. Because Elvis needs his crown and Seattle is his throne, okay? They have to destroy it for him to get his 19 crown. Do you know what the 19 crown is? The S equals 19 crown is S, the letter S is the 19th letter of the alphabet, okay? And that's why Superman has it on his chest, because it's a crown. And that's why it's in the shape of a diamond too, you know. Anyway, the S looks like a snake. And snake starts with S, serpent starts with S, Seattle starts with S. I told you, Elvis needs the S equals 19 crown. And also L needs cape. That's right, he needs his cape. Superman. And that's why I have Elvis on here on a space needle, because see, the word space needle is an anagram for L needs cape or L need capes with an S. It's up to you how you want to write it. But I'm using all the letters, and this is what you get. L needs cape or L escape den, because that's what's going to happen. Elvis is going to shoot out of the pit of hell in Seattle. And even the word space needle equals the exact same as the word fallen angel. Fallen angel equals the exact same as space needle. Okay, it's telling you what Elvis is. And like I told you, Elvis has the EL in his name, and that's why you see L needs cape. L means God in Hebrew. Okay, now back to the predictive programming. So the show, like I told you, the Station 19 show, they had these firefighters that had a booth at this fair in Seattle called the Seattle Phoenix Fair, and this is what happened there. So they show this dum-dum wearing a phoenix outfit, and he's about to make this fireworks explode. He was yelling, "I am the Phoenix," and then it's going to explode in his face. And what's funny, in Elvis, when he's in concert, he has this pose sometimes. Anyway, he was yelling, "I am the Phoenix," and it exploded, because it's about death and destruction, everything. And Elvis would wear the Phoenix on the back of his, not on the back, on all over, in the front, the back of his outfits in concert. He had like 20 different outfits with that bird on it. And sometimes he would wear a dragon or a peacock or an eagle. And he also wore capes in concert. Okay? Because I told you, he's the Batman, the Superman, the beast out of the sea. And that's why I showed you that Space Needle is an anagram for El needs cape. ELVIS. I mean, do you think it's a coincidence that the word capes equals the word space? SPACE. Like the Space Needle. Do you understand? Anyway, back to this. Like I said, Elvis is the Phoenix. Then they showed this. So this fire truck was a representation of what's going to happen in Seattle. You see the word Seattle? That's what this fire truck means. They're telling you that Seattle is going to crack. You understand? It's going to sink into the sea. And it gets flipped sideways. Do you understand what I'm saying? After it gets struck. You see? And everything starts coming sideways down. It's going into the ocean. That's what it's telling you. And remember, I showed you this sign. Look, so you have the Space Needle in the background. Look at this. This, first of all, it looks like the top of the Space Needle. If you were looking down on it, that's what like an album, that's what it looks like. And remember, Elvis was a singer and a dancer. And look, it says DJ. Donald John is the initials for Trump. Donald John. And look, it says Beats. Beats is the word beast. The anagram. And notice that this can be an epicenter, what they're showing you. Have you ever seen when they do earthquake epicenters? That's what they're showing you right there too. And right after they show that, they showed this. Let me back up again. Yeah, watch. See, they showed this right after. Look at what this guy does. This right here represents the Space Needle. You see it? It's going down. It's sinking. It's being swallowed up. Do you understand? It's being swallowed. Like the water swallowed the... Water swallows the needle. That's what's going to happen. And like I said, it looks like the top of the Space Needle. This is the round part, and then there's the needle. And it's going to get swallowed up. Anyway, folks, sorry about the bad quality. I can't control that. And I showed you how the Seattle Kraken, first of all, it looks like a serpent, or maybe the top of Elvis's hair over here. And the Seattle Kraken is a hockey team. And I was telling you guys about the Kraken before they even named their hockey team Kraken. They just named it just recently. And look, I was telling you how the Space Needle is going to sink into the water. Look, it's in the shape of an anchor, the Space Needle. This is the Space Needle. And they have an anchor. And what does the anchor do? It goes to the bottom of the sea. Anyway, like I said, this fire truck represents Seattle cracking. It's cracking in half. And after it tipped over, it started leaking fuel. Then they show these two firefighters jumping off the top of that fire truck because it's about to blow up. Look in the back. It's about to blow up. Come on. There it is. See, it just blew up. And remember, I told you it's called Station 19, and her helmet has the 19. S is the 19th letter, and the other one just so happens to have a 23 on it. And 23 is the letter W. The W is the 23rd letter of the alphabet. So that's the initials for Seattle, Washington. S and W. And you see the explosion. Seattle, Washington. They're going to blow it up, folks. King County. And Seattle is the seat of King County. Okay, not only does it have the word sea, S-E-A, but it's got like Seattle, like the beast out of the sea, S-E-A, but it's also got the seat for like the throne. Okay, the county seat, the seat of Seattle. Oh man, I can't even talk straight. The seat of King County is Seattle. And why is that important? Because Elvis was known as the king. I told you he needs his crown. And Seattle's in King County. And you know how I showed you that their helmets had the 19 and 23, which is the initials SW, and 19 and 23 equals 42. Elvis died at the age of 42, and Washington is the 42nd state. Oh, and I forgot to mention why I even was looking at this show is because not only because it's based in Seattle and it's got the 19, but because this particular episode had was called Phoenix from the Flame. So I said to myself, there has to be an Elvis connection to this. Okay, and I haven't shown it to you yet, but I will, okay? So check this out real quick before I show you the Elvis connection. The word Phoenix, look what it equals, 9146, 9826. It equals the exact same as the word Lazarus, but backwards. Phoenix had the numbers 9146 over here, and it had the numbers 9826 over here. So Lazarus, which was raised from, because Lazarus was raised from the dead by Jesus after 4 days. And I told you Trump is playing the Lazarus figure. Because on August 4th, Trump gets his head wound, and on 8/8, he comes out of his coma or whatever. But Lazarus is the backwards of Phoenix. And what equals the exact same as Lazarus is the word station. And I just told you the show's called Station 19. So station equals Lazarus, which is the backwards of Phoenix. Do you understand? These are impossible coincidences. And it's called Station 19. And I told you that Elvis is the Phoenix out of Seattle, where the show's based. Anyway, that's why I was showing the title, because it's Phoenix from the Flame, it's called, this episode. So now after it exploded, it's in flames now, the fire truck. And I told you the fire truck represents Seattle. Okay, that is Seattle in flames. And I told you it got tipped over, it's telling you that it's going to sink and that it's, the whole Seattle, King County is going to be in flames. Now watch what happens. So they show this guy running. Look what popped up at the bottom. You see that? So while the guy's running and Seattle is in flames, because that's what the fire truck represents, they show this guy, the guy running, they show this advertisement for Jimmy Kimmel. And look, it says Charlize Theron is on, right? And then what comes up after? Because, see, they couldn't show it, make it too obvious and have an Elvis in the show. So what did they do? They had it come up this way. Look, Elvis. They had Elvis Costello on. So while Seattle is on fire in the background, they show an advertisement for the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, and it's Elvis Costello. Now, use your thinking cap. There's 365 days in the year, and the one day that they showed this particular show that's based in Seattle, and the show that day, the episode was called Phoenix from the Flames, they had Elvis Costello on that night. Out of 365 days. Do you understand? All right. And of course, he's got the EL. I told you. Elvis is the beast, the phoenix out of the sea. And by the way, Jimmy Kimmel's JKL, that initials for that show, JKL, equals 33. And who was the other guest on that show that night? Charlize Theron. And you know what this anagram for this word is? Throne. I told you, Seattle is his throne. THRONE. Just like they had the Hornet, the killer hornets in Washington, the murder hornets, because hornet equals throne. And it was in Washington, see? I mean, just imagine how sneaky these guys are, that they put Elvis out of all the nights, man. And one of the main characters on the show is this one black guy right here on the right. His name is Oka Rayet Onadawa, whatever his name is. But he's got the double O. I told you the double O is like the crowns, the two crowns, Elvis and Trump. And why am I showing him? So look, there's his name right there. And he died recently. See, he died on the show. Not in real life. He died on the show, Station 19. And the reason I'm showing you him and that he died on the show is because in real life, he's born on August 16th. And why is that important? That's the day Elvis died, August 16th. You see? I mean, out of all the cast members, why did he, have to go? Anyway, I'm going to show you another show now. It just took so long to get to finish all this. But anyway, to all the naysayers, like I said, use your brain, man. All right? Out of 365 days, they chose this day to have Elvis on. And they stuck it into the Phoenix show. Oh, and I forgot to show that right, as if you just pan to the left, they have the Phoenix. Hold on. I had the television on mute. Anyway, they have the Phoenix sign, the Seattle Phoenix, and it says this way. You see that? Now listen, I never use cartoons as examples, but this one was so in your face that I had to show it. So it's a show called Family Guy. So on this particular episode, this guy who's the main character, the father, he was at work, and I guess he was put in charge of throwing parties at work. And for no reason, he's singing a birthday song. Just because it's June is busting out all over. So they're talking about June birthdays. And I told you June 11th is the day I'm telling you that Elvis manifests somehow in Seattle. And also Trump's birthday's in June on the 14th. I told you anytime between June 11th and 14th. And with the lights, they were showing an X. And the X is like two ones crossed, like June 11th. You understand? Just because it's June.
Wait, isn't it November?
Who cares?
Wait, isn't it November?
Who cares?
And just like X marks the spot. But did you hear what he said? Okay? He says it's November. Because this episode just aired this month, which is November. And they're talking about June. Do you get it? November is the 11th month. June is the 6th month. 6/11. This is why they're singing the June song in November. And look, it's like a stairway, to heaven type of thing, Or the Freemason pyramid or whatever. I don't know. And George Bush Sr., his birthday is on June 12th also. See, and his son was part of 9/11. You know what I mean? And June equals the exact same as the word Bush. So that's why it's another connection to Bush. And Bush was part of 9/11. Seattle is the next 9/11, and Bush equals June. And June, the next 9/11 is 6/11, the upside down 9/11. And there's another main character on the show. His name is Stewie, and it starts with an S, just like Seattle. Now listen to what he says.
Oh, well, this is brilliant. Now to find my mark.
Did you hear what he said? He goes, now time to find my mark. Because Elvis is going to be the mark of the beast. I told you. And look what is right under when he said it. The word mark. You see that? They emphasized it for us.
What is a birthday?
So again, they're talking about birthday.
I think it can best be understood by breaking down the word birth and day.
And the reason they're emphasizing the birthday, because I told you they're going to birth El. El stands for God in Hebrew, right? And El is like Elvis. They're going to birth Elvis out of the sea. And look what it equals, birth El. 7438, 11543. Birth El equals Lucifer. 7438, 11543. Exact same numbers as birth El. I told you guys, Elvis is the Lucifer image, okay? He was adorned in jewels, and, Lucifer was created perfect in heaven, okay, before iniquity was found in him, all right? And Elvis loved jewelry, and, his outfits were made of jewelry and whatever, I'm not sure what kind of jewelry his outfits were. See, here we go again. Birthday, he said again.
What the hell is this?
It's happy birthday. Yeah? Well, who the hell are you?
I'm Preston Lloyd. I'm Preston Lloyd, the new manager of the brewery and your boss.
So remember, this is all the same episode I'm showing you. And this right here represents the top of the Space Needle, and it's, whatever you want to call these sparklers, I call it fire, reference. But did you hear what the guy's name is? Preston. Preston. So it's just a mixture of the word Presley and Washington. Preston. And just like president starts with P-R-E-S. And if you go backwards, it's the first four letters of serpent. I told you Elvis is a serpent. Look, S-E-R-P, serpent. Anyway, so the guy's name was Preston. And they're emphasizing the birthday. Because I told you they're going to birth El, which is Lucifer. Again, they're going to be talking about birthdays.
Birthday boys and girls, a special day with the help of the Beatles. What?
So remember, this is the same episode. So they talked about the Beatles, and the Beatles were the next biggest thing right after Elvis. And why did it come right after Elvis? Because it's telling you who Elvis is. Beatles is an anagram for El Beast. He is the beast out of the sea, Elvis. Do you understand? Understands? I can't even speak English, man. What the heck?
Today, for a special birthday's treat, I've acquired Marty McFly's amp.
Wow, can you believe this, man? You know how many times I've shown this scene from the Back to the Future movie and told you that it's all about Elvis and the Space Needle, this particular scene? Here's the real scene right here. And just the other day I was talking about Robert Zemeckis also, who made the movie. And I told you that the amp looks like the top of the Space Needle. And what happens? It explodes. Because it's representing Elvis shooting through the Space Needle. Because I told you the top of the Space Needle looks like this. If you look at it from the top. And they blew it up.
Who's ready to rock birthdays?
You see that? He said rock birthdays. They're going to rock. You understand? In June, they're going to rock it.
What the hell?
So basically, they did exactly what, in the Back to the Future movie where he blew him backwards, And when he shot through the wall, it leaves a mark. Do you understand? Because Elvis is going to be the mark. Yeah, this is representing Elvis, what you're seeing here. And the guitar, also can represent a needle, the neck of it. And, what's strange is, why does this guy have blonde hair? Neither one of them have blonde hair. The mom or dad. Because Trump has blonde hair, Anyway, so he lost his job at the place. And let's see what they say.
Fine. Maybe they'll take me back as the Radio City Rockette with 2 big shoes.
You see that? They said the word Rockettes. Again, the rocket reference. And I've had many videos about the Rocket Man, but they were all taken down. I'm going to have to redo all of them. But anyway, you put into Google who was born on January 8th. Elvis was born on January 8th. Stephen Hawking was born the same day. David Bowie, who was really connected to Elvis. Okay, I showed that. And R. Kelly was in the news a lot lately. And Kim Ding Dong from North Korea, the North Korean dictator, his name, Trump was calling him Rocket Man because Elvis is the Rocket Man. That is why he was calling Kim Ding Dong Rocket Man. Anyway, that's what I meant by the rock when they mentioned the rocket on the show. Okay, folks, don't worry. I'm getting to the Elvis scene. And anyway, I wonder if this is any connection right here. They're showing Godzilla. I think he's a beast out of the sea. And look, isn't that a castle in the water? Like a throne? You know, where the king would be? Elvis, you understand? Seattle, King County. Anyway, like I said, I'm getting to the point. Oh, and by the way, for the Gematria people, Godzilla equals the same as the word 19. And I told you the 19 crown is Seattle. Elvis needs his S equals 19 crown. When I say Godzilla equals 19, I mean the word 19. Like if you wrote out the whole word 19, it equals the same as the word Godzilla. And for the people who were paying close attention, if you were wondering what that was above that's what this is right here. Whatever the hell it is. Okay, like I said, I'm getting to the point. So right here, this kid, he's crying. You can kind of see his tears. The reason he's crying because the school had put him into a detention with older kids and they abused him, I guess. And he was crying. So the mother comes and grabs him, to comfort him. And she takes him and she puts him in a bathtub.
This changes everything.
So she put him in water, okay? Pay attention because it's coming, the point. She puts him in water, and water, it equals 6722, 6832. It equals the exact same as Elvis. Elvis equals 6722, 6832. So Elvis equals water. Remember that. So remember, she put him in the water. And remember earlier I was telling you that he had said the word Mark.
Finally, I can put that whole detention experience behind me and just live.
What?
Finally, I can put that whole detention experience behind me and just live.
Whoa.
So that's how your granddad got his back tattoo and hepatitis. Never share a needle with Ben Affleck.
So he mentioned needle. Did you see that? So remember, folks, they put him in water and then they showed him with a tattoo of a phoenix. Elvis equals water. Elvis is the phoenix. Earlier, they were talking about the mark with this kid, and they talked about the needle, and they talked about a tattoo. Are you kidding me? Do you understand how ridiculous this is? And the boat, it represents a vessel, and that's why in the song Elvis is Everywhere, you got to go look at the lyrics. It says Elvis needs boats. He's saying Elvis needs vessels. He needs the people to take his mark. That's what he needs. He needs to be inside of you.
Finally, I can put that whole detention experience behind me and just live.
Whoa.
Did you see that? He says he could put that detention stuff behind him and now just live. Because see, Elvis right now is locked up, and they're saying they're going to, open the gates of hell and loosen him so he can live. And Elvis is an anagram for the word lives. And in the movie Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me, or whatever the hell it's called, the character Dr. Evil, see how they put Evil's lair was inside the Space Needle in Seattle. And Evil's with the S is an anagram for Elvis. Okay, do you understand? And his headquarters was in the Space Needle. I told you, Evil plus the S. The S crown makes Elvis. You get it. Evil S. But he needs another S because Trump needs a crown also. That's why you got two crowns.